So I did put a countdown on this, but I don't know what happened to it. But we all know how devastating it is when you want something and you just can't get it, or you've tried to get something and you didn't get it, or you got this close and you didn't get it. Don't give up. Even if you didn't get it at that time, you will eventually get it. Okay? Get you a book, write down your steps. I know I used to be at work and I know somebody used to tell me, what do you mean your steps? I'll be like, I got to figure out what my steps is. When I say my steps, I mean my next move. Or, if I'm at work, I will, be doing something or I'm getting ready to make a change or whatever. I got to figure out what my next steps is. Or, if I'm getting ready to make a plan, I say next steps. And you guys should say next steps too, because you got to put one foot in front of the other one. That's your next step. That's why I say next step. We have to take next steps. So I spoke to a lot of people, and today was, everybody I spoke to today, y'all are so wonderful. Y'all watching this video, y'all was it today. I'm telling you, I spoke to so many people today, and I mean, these people touch my heart. Okay, I'm not gonna go through a whole long drawn out, what went on, but it was different people, and it was different reactions, and it was just heart feeling. So all of y'all, everybody I met today. But this video, here, it's not about the education. You guys know I'm always doing, medical billing and coding, and we still do. But today I wanted to, kind of dive into something different. Y'all know that. That's why I wanted to specifically add on my title, education, because we don't just do education about, something that can get you skilled or get you working. We still want to do education about something that you might want and you just can't reach it. You can't reach it. The first thing when buying a house, in my perspective, is look at your credit. Look at your credit before anybody else does. Just order the credit. You can call and order the credit, but this is how this is an easy way to do it. There are places like the phone. I'm using the phone as for an example. If you put in for a phone and you get it or you don't get it, they're going to send you a letter and they tell you literally what's on your credit report. So that's either one. Another way is you can just call the 1-800 numbers, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and let them send you a credit report. I think you can get one every month now. It used to be like one every 6 months or something, but you guys can call them and get your credit report to actually see what's on there. Now, when you buying a house, it's a different league as far as your credit report. On, I think it's Experian. I liked Experian when I did mine because Experian would give you the a housing report. It's totally different. It's like a real estate report, and that score is different from your regular score. Like if you buying a car, there's a car score for that. You buying just getting a credit card, they got different scores for that. But this score we focusing on is your real estate score. When you do Experian and you get I think now they have it in the free one, but get the one that you put. We're not sponsoring Experian, but they've got the best one that you can look at. Other than that, you want to pay like $40 for the FICO. The FICO one to me, I had them all. The FICO one is explicit and it tells you to a T what that score is. So you know how far you're going to need to get that house, whether it's a 680 or 700. I know people who had their 580, but the interest rate will go up. But don't get discouraged because of what's going on right now. I mean, you have people who um, they buy homes in Dallas. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said that he was going to buy a home in Vegas. I mean, don't get discouraged about the prices. Don't get discouraged, and don't be afraid to move somewhere else. I mean, you guys know how long I've been contemplating on literally trying to get back to Georgia, but you guys know I'll be ready to go again. When I got to go again to get this house, because you already know my story about the house. Go look at that video. I can't remember. I think the federal video, the federal buyout, I started talking about that. And you guys love that video. I mean, you guys who are listening to this now, go look at that federal buyout video. At the end, I did tell what happened when I was buying a house in 2022. And like I said, it's devastating when you are right there and boom, something happened. Man, what are you going to do? Y'all know what I do. Brush it off and get right back up. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. In that video, federal video, I always was talking about how I was going to tell you what happened when I was going for my house in 2022. Those of you who don't know, the company had a massive layoff like a week before my closing. And when the mortgage company called, they couldn't vouch for me. They couldn't vouch for me because nobody was there. Everybody was gone. And I was totally devastated. But I said that would never happen to me again. So this is why I changed my whole persona about what company I'm going to work for. Okay, it's not going to be, a certain type of company that is shaky. So now even if I recruit doctors and physicians, so you guys know the billing and coding, I do that from, state to state or even students from all over. I'm very precarious about who I'm going to do a 9 to 5 with. I'm not doing a 9 to 5 with you, and then okay, next year you out of here. So even though I'm training y'all on medical billing and coding, I'm giving y'all a word to the wise. I don't want y'all to go work for this little office on the corner. I don't want you to go work for an office that they revenue. Well, you wouldn't be able to see their revenue, but just check out the place before y'all even get there. I don't want y'all to go work somewhere in an office, and the office going to be there for 1 year and boom, lost your car. You can't pay the mortgage, you can't pay the rent. So that's why we want to be precarious about who we work for. And that's a big part in buying a house. So now depending on which mortgage that you get, you have to be on the job for 2 years. Now, you can be in a job for 1 year or a couple of months and move, but you have to be doing the same specialty. You have to have been doing the same thing. If you're in, medical billing or customer service, you just have to move over to another hospital. As long as you're doing the same thing, that's fine. It doesn't matter if you've moved around 3 or 4 times. If you have any gaps in there, all you have to do is write a letter, give it to the mortgage company, whoever the underwriter is. The underwriter is the person she's gonna look at everything you sent, and trust me, it's gonna be a book. But you do not have to have every single thing cleaned up. You can. I ain't telling y'all not to pay nothing, but you can have something in there for under 1,000 or under 500. I think with FHA is two things that you can have, but you guys check that out depending on what loan you wanna deal with. If it's a credit issue that you're having, some people just kind of wait it out and then it just falls off. Because that's why I made a little comment about the other thing. I don't know I forgot what her name was, but the Louisiana thing. I mean, after 7 years, it's gonna fall off. It's not like you don't start, you don't still owe the money, but it's just not on your credit report. Same thing with the your check report. They have the report when you go cash a check, they make sure that your checks are good. That's a credit report too. Who checks that? Cadillac checks that. If you go Cadillac, I had before I got the truck I have now. I had the Cadillac. The XT5 was too small, but when I went to get it, they checked my TransUnion and they checked my checking ability because I always check. I check on my report to see actually what's on there. So keep that clean too. Make sure you guys don't have any checks. Make sure nobody has written anything for you. It's not going to have a bearing on your home because they're not going to check that. But as far as your credit is concerned, keep 1, 2, 3 TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Just keep up with them because they're going to watch all three of them. They're going to watch all three of them. They're going to be a different score, but they're going to be watched. If you have trouble paying something off, when I first started, one of the my mortgage guy, he literally called, I don't know, the phone company or something, and said, "Look, she's trying to buy a house. Can she give you $400?" Yeah, okay. And that was it. But the deal was, if I give you this $400, they have to take it out of my credit report. It cannot be in there. That's why I don't pay off nothing. Listen, YouTube Academy tells you everything as well. If you pay off a collection, it's still going to be in there. It's still going to be look bad. So it just makes no sense to pay it off. It's not going to raise up your credit if it's still on there. Your credit is going to be the same. It's just going to look, paid. What the mortgage companies really want is that it's not on there. Period. Um, if you can negotiate that with an agency, if you have a collection on your report, try to get them to get it off that way, because it's still going to have a bearing on your report. In the process of buying your home, do not get any credit. Don't spend too much credit. However, it was when they ran your credit and they gave you that pre approval, that's how it has to be when they check it again. Yes, they're checking again. So, and that was just the scenario. I mean, when you first apply, you got your pre approval. Okay, the second one is okay, now let's get the approval. Now let's start checking. Now we got to check everything. We got everything that we need. You've got your $800,000 pre approval. The bank's got all the information they need. Now let's see if you can get approved for all of that money. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like a credit card. When you see those pre-approval things for $1 million, and you might get approved for 400, something like that. I'm exaggerating, but you guys know what I mean. So again, get you a good realtor. Get you somebody that you comfortable with, somebody that you're not going to be afraid to tell the truth to. Don't lie, because I'm telling you, they ain't going to work. You got to tell the truth. Everything you put out there, they check it. You have to tell the truth. You married, say you married. You say no, and they check it. Yeah, they run the report at the court to see how many names you use, just like you. It's just like you're under investigation. When I started working for the feds, it was like I was under investigation. They had to check every single thing. I didn't even think it was that serious, but yes, they had to check every single thing. You buying a house, they do the same thing. They want to know. I'm telling you. So I don't want you guys to go in there and put. Oh, I just want to see if that's like something. If you want to put in a car loan or something like that, and you just want to see if they approve you, don't do that with the house, because it's going to show on there, and they're going to say, well, you apply for a mortgage in February. What happened? I'll tell you. I had to tell them. I chose not to go with them. I chose not to go with them. So, that's what happened, XYZ. But I'm saying that to say, don't do the mortgage hop. Research one person, and she's going to tell you, or he's going to tell you. And the good thing I liked about the one that I had, he was very straight up front. If there was anything on there that looked funky to him, he would be, okay, we need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of that. At the time when I went, I think I only had like credit cards or something like that. I mean, they were all current. There was nothing wrong with them. But during the midst, I did spend some of it. So it did. Every time I spent, I put it back. If I had to spend on it, I put it back. You see what I'm saying? And watch the cycle on your credit card. Watch the cycle. If your credit payment is the 21st, if it's the 21st, and you spend something on that card on the 25th, put it back before the 21st. Why, Miss Lambert? Because that's when that statement is going to click in. That's when that money is going to show that you spent. So if you put it back in there before that statement runs, it doesn't show. It doesn't show. Just put it back in there. Okay. So that was I did that several times. I had to make sure that was good. When they got ready to run my credit again, everything was fine. But there's always going to be some type of flaw that I'm telling you. If you looking for it, it's going to happen. Because I would always be like, this cannot possibly be happening right now. Is it really? And then you don't even believe it. And then in my mind, I kept saying, do I really want to buy a house here? And I would be like, Ma, if I do it, then I'm stuck and I can't move. I can't, because those of you who know me on YouTube, you guys know I'm like, I can't stay still. I'm ready to go. I still want to go to Vegas. Yeah, I want to check them houses out in Vegas. I wanted to check that out before the dude even told me whatever. But I kept having that thought and I kept going, and my mother always wanted, all the sisters and the whole family all to be together. But I just couldn't, CT just ain't for me. What I was doing was I was trying to convince myself that that's where, okay, I want this house. I'm buy this house here. Jamie and my sisters went over there, everything's good. The first house was like, my mother didn't like the red door. So that was a wrap. So but anyway, at the end, it didn't happen. So to me, it was, something saying, okay, you really, really, really deep down in your heart didn't really want the house because it was in Connecticut. But that might have not been the case. I don't know. And long story short, I didn't get it. Okay, they didn't vouch for my job. I wasn't working there, and it was a wrap. So I said, we're gonna go at it again. We're gonna go at it again in June. During that meantime, you guys know I already had got here, but I have a couple of people who we are working on their credit, and we're just kind of working on it as a team. I'm not like an expert guru at credit, but one of my pet peeves is no student loan. That's the reason why Sinclair and I made this program. Well, I made the program, but it was his suggestion. Because to pay a $20,000 student loan for medical billing and coding is ridiculous. And I had so many students that had student loans and they couldn't buy homes. It was, it's a DTI factor. You have to make this more than what you make and you're paying your bills. You got to take all of that out. When you do the DTI factor, you have to factor all those bills in, including the student loan. No, no, you can't write off a student loan like you do like a bankruptcy for taxes. They're coming for that student loan money. So that's one of the reasons why my program is check out the colleges. It's the same type of stuff that's in there. We're going to prepare you for your CPC. But when you are buying a house, think about that. Think about that before you enroll into that school. And there's so many students that have enrolled in school, and they got the student loan. And they're not doing that profession, not because they can't do it, but because the market is so hard to get in them. But again, some of these mortgage companies allow you to have something in there. But even if you have a student loan, you still can buy a house. You still can buy a house. You're just going to have a higher bracket rate. Your DTI is going to be higher because of your payment that you're paying for the student loan. Now, I do know some people who have student loans with zero payment, and that's a plus. If it's a zero payment, they don't add the payment in. So it's not a killjoy. If you have a student loan and you have that zero payment, I can't driven. However, it's driven something. They count it as a zero. If you are a federal employee and you've applied for the wipeout, that's like customer service. Like we pretty much like the military. Not everybody has had it wiped out, but that's how mine surprisingly got wiped out. You guys know how many times I've been to college, so I had. I can't even count how much money I used to owe in student loans, but because I'm a federal employee, it was able to be wiped out, and that's not easy. I used to bug them all the time, but when you're buying a house, it's very hard. I'll tell you this: when I was buying the house, I had the student loans. I had the student loans. They had to count that with my 4 or 5 credit cards I had, and that was it. I had no comp payments, no nothing. I made sure I didn't have any comp payments or nothing. My truck was paid for, everything was good. So if you go in that route, do not buy a new car. Do not buy a new car. Don't buy a new car right after you bought a house. Just stick with the old car for a couple of years. Yeah, I know somebody who did that, and then they're just miserable. Just miserable. Don't go keeping up with the Joneses if you want to buy a house. I'm telling you, buying a house is such a miraculous thing. That's why we're going to go at it again. And being that we kind of transitioned to the South, I got to back it up a little bit. But y'all know, I'm going to let y'all know when I go at it again. And one thing I want y'all to know is do not get 10,000 cards. When they say mixed credit, they want you to have at least 5 credit cards, that they can see you making payment on. One of my friends, she bought a house. She was buying a house, and she wanted to solely be on the house. Her credit was fine. The thing about it was she had no credit, so they couldn't give it. I mean, her credit score was like 800, which I didn't understand, but I guess it's possible because she probably had stuff in there and just paid all that stuff off. But that wasn't the way to go. You can't pay all that stuff off. Pay it down. Just keep it down. I think it's what, 20%. Keep it down to 20%. I think she paid everything off, so that left her with nothing for them to go by. They can't see how her credit history was, so she wasn't able to get it. But no, she got her house. Her husband came in with her, and he was fine. They was able to use him, but don't pay off everything. He told me that my broker. He told me that when I first started, because I was ready. Let me get rid of that. I had one thing in there. Uh, I think it was in the collections or something. That's the guy that gave me the 400 and he took it off. But that if I would have called, he wouldn't have did that for me. You know how nasty how collection people, they nasty. And I didn't really care. Oh, all right, yeah. What is it? A phone? What is it? So he called and he's $400 gone in 2 weeks. Gone. So don't think they can't take stuff off of your credit report. The collection agencies or the late fees or whatever, they can. If you got a late fee, call them and say, I don't have a late fee. I made my payment. You didn't put it in. Let them show you proof of the payment. Let them show you how do you know it's late. Some of these things you have to literally fight. I'm telling you, you have to literally fight them. I think Equifax is the easiest one to get stuff off of your credit report. I mean, I literally can call them because, well, let me see, a couple of years ago, I called them. There were so many inquiries. You know, when you go for a call, they run you 99,000 times. I called them, listen, this ain't mine. Okay, I ain't giving them permission to do this. If you go to a car dealer and you let them run your credit, okay, I told you to run my credit for you. I ain't telling you to run my credit for 50,000 car dealers or whatever. Get it off because it takes you down. Get it off. Even if it's something else. Equifax will get sick of you calling and they'll just take all of it off. I love Equifax because they know things can happen. They know things can happen. Next, if you write a letter, a dispute everything. Dispute everything. Just dispute everything. Not just stuff that's true. That's you know what I'm saying. Don't lie about it. Just whatever is on there that is not accurate, get rid of it. When you send them a letter and you do your dispute, don't just send it in on, you folding this up and you put this, in the mail and you send it in. Okay. Don't do it online because they're going to let it go through AI and it's gone. They have an algorithm just like YouTube. When you do it and you write something on there, kind of like highlight something, put a staple in it. They got to open it. They can't let it go through AI with algorithm, with a stapler. They got to literally pick it up because if they don't pick up your letter and your dispute, it's gonna mess up their machine. They pick it up, so that makes them physically see your dispute. You're gonna get a response back quicker. I'm saying that because I've done that and I've got responses back a lot quicker. So don't be afraid to go for that house. Don't be afraid to do it. I think I probably was 25 when I first was getting the house. I needed a co-signer back then. I was in New York. And but at least I know that I got approved for the house. Um, it was 200 and something. Y'all know how long it was ago. It was 200 and something, and it was in New York. It was a brick house too. I think I had my first 2 years. I started working at the hospital, but I don't know if it was because I was so young or whatever. They didn't want to give it to me by myself. I had to get a co-signer, and I ain't trying to have nobody co-sign nothing for me. And Lord knows, don't ask family because they will look at you like you're crazy. I don't know about y'all, but I have one of those families that just, really. So, if you don't, that's fine. But I don't want nobody signing with me anyway. Try to get it yourself. If you can't get it yourself, figure out why. Ask them, well, why? Well, why? Okay, you can't. All right, I'm gonna come back at you in about a year or two. Okay. Oh, that's why. Oh, all right. Give me about a year or two. I have a girlfriend who she has a house. I mean, she just forbid to put her husband on it. I mean, I don't know about that type of situation. Miss Lambert is not married, so I don't know about that situation. We can do the husband and the this and the that. I don't want to be bothered with that situation. This is mine. Okay, you go do you, and then yeah, we'll meet later. So that's how I am. I don't know about you, but like I said, when you go for your house, don't just because you didn't, if that thing doesn't come back with a pre-approval amount, don't go nuts. I'll tell you, I have done it just to see if I get a pre-approval, or just to see, if I don't get a pre-approval, okay, let me clinch on to somebody so he can tell me what to do. Even if he's not your advisor, you guys know that just like when you get a new job, cling on her so you can find out everything that she does, so you can take it with you. Okay, don't go to work getting an attitude with somebody. If you don't like working there, I want y'all to just go on in the closet. Go on and go scream and yell in the closet. I can't say I do that all the time. I can't say I do it all the time. If I don't like something, I ain't staying. I'm sorry. Yeah, I met somebody today. She was a doll, and I could hear it in her voice the way she's talking. I'm going, that's Miss Lambert talking right there. Okay, don't go in there and voice it your opinion, but do not talk about you quitting. Do not talk about you don't like no job, because in order for you to get that house, you need that job. Okay, you need that job. So I want you guys to steadfast on that. So again, do an appeal. Tell them you need help with your credit report. I'm buying a house, so I need to know how to get this off. Now I don't know about the federal. I forgot what you call it, but the FBFC. I'm gonna put it in a note below what it is. They closed that company down. It's the federal. It was like for the people. I forgot what it was, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They closed it down, so I don't even think there's anybody to kind of advocate for us anymore. I'm gonna check that out. I thought there was, but I think Elon has shut that down. So you guys know when you do your appeals with them, you send them through the federal government, and they get right on them. But I think he took that away. But we'll find out. We'll find out. But like I said, don't think that a house is not in your reach. Don't be afraid to move to a different state. You still can buy a house and get the house for the price that you want. It may not be in your state, it might be in another state. I mean, it's an option. It's not, something, oh my God, I gotta move. It's just an option for you. Okay. I did write some stuff right here. I'm just trying to make sure I touch bases on all of it. Yeah, we pretty much talked about making sure that your credit score is straight. Some they have houses. I think one of my girlfriends, she got a break because she's older. She's like 60 something now. 65 or something like that. But anyway, they have breaks like that too. So make sure you guys ask those things. If you have a bank that you deal with, like Bank of America, you guys don't forget to look at that business plan that I got in the portal. Some of y'all, when y'all get ready to archive this, um, Bank of America has a good plan. They have a good plan. When you go to Bank of America, you sit down with the person and you tell them how much you make. They'll even give you a bracket of what kind of house you can do without even checking your credit. But when you go in there and they pull your credit, they're gonna tell you how much house you can afford. And you don't want to get a house that you can't afford because you ain't gonna have it too long. But they're going to tell you and let you know. My suggestion is to kind of be best friends with these people because they're the ones who's going to give you the money already. You literally in house with them. It's not like the other. I can't even name the name, but the other place. I don't know if I can. I can't. But when you do it online and they have these online mortgages and stuff, at least Bank of America, or I'm not sponsoring Bank of America, but at least you can go in the bank. It could be Wells Fargo. It could be any bank. That you're walking into and you're literally communicating with the person who's going to handle your mortgage. Feel comfortable with the person who's handling your mortgage. The real estate person I already know, the mortgage person I already know through the real estate person. So I was okay with that. And things like this always make you want to go into real estate. That's something that I thought about going in. Me and my girlfriend, she's probably already in it. She buys houses and renovates them. And I think she just got a new business that she's like gun ho about. But I saw something Miss Reno on Facebook, but I'm not sure what it is because she hasn't told me anything different. But real estate is definitely something that it's on my mind to do. So don't single that out because you guys remember that show. Now I don't know what happened to it. It's called First Time Buyers Club. First Time Buyers Club was a show. The young lady had people who had credit problems, and she got them in the right place, and then soon they was able to buy a house. I like that show because she took people who were like ordinary people. It wasn't people buying $1 million homes. It wasn't people who was already rich. It wasn't people who buying a $1 million house in Costa Rica or something like that. It was people like me and you. People like me and you. She helped them out, and they got their house. If it's not tomorrow, it will be one day. So don't think it cannot happen. That show, First Time Buyers Club, actually come on YouTube. So you guys make sure you watch that show. You can get a lot of insight from that show. But the basics is watch the credit. If you let's say you want to buy your house 2-3 years from now, start watching the credit right now. Start watching the credit right now. Remember, you have to have a trail. They have to see your credit coming in. You can't buy a house with no credit at all. They have to see stuff. If y'all see something like that, let me know. Let me know who has something like that. Okay. Um, and I told y'all before, I used to, well, I don't do that anymore, but I did used to do that. I used to just let them do a pull. I'll let them do a pull just to see, what I have. Now, if you let them pull your credit, it's only a soft credit, it's only a soft credit check. Um, there's something called LexisNexis that they check too. It's called LexisNexis. When you're doing a rental, something like that, they check that too, just to see, if you have any rentals or out there or any bad credit as far as that out there. But anybody out there who's getting ready to buy a house or going through that process, let me know. Let me know what your steps are. Going through the process. Like I said, in June we're gonna start the process again in June. When I say start the process again, I'm not buying the house in June. I'm going to start the process again. Right now, you guys know I just relocated to Atlanta, so that's going to happen in June. We're going to start. And the first thing that I'm going to do in June, I'm going to run all three of my credit reports. Because I told you I'm gonna take y'all with me when I get ready to buy this house. No, I ain't gonna show y'all what's in my credit report, but I'm still gonna take y'all with me when I get ready to do this house. Now, am I set on Georgia? No. I'm almost leaning towards Texas. I'm almost leaning towards Texas, and that's because I went there to visit my son, and I just loved it. I just loved it. I didn't love but I loved the house, and my son he loved those houses too, and maybe. But in June, we're going to start again. Um, and anybody who's getting ready to do it, let me know. Y'all can start with me. First thing that we're going to do, run our credit, right? Run our credit. And if anybody is over 55, make sure y'all ask them, do they have any type of discounts or any type of special whatever for people over 55? Yeah, I'm a senior citizen. Excuse me, I'm 55. Y'all got to have something for me. Cause I'll be the first one. Don't let me go to a restaurant. That was my sister. She hate when I go to a restaurant. I can't stand when Lisa comes. She always messing up everything. I don't mess up everything. If I don't like it, I'm sending it back. If it's not cold, I'm sending it back. They better give me my money too. You understand what I'm saying? That's just life. That's just life. She don't get that. Anyway, we're gonna do it together, okay? And we're gonna start from scratch. First thing, run the credit report. Find the date on your credit report, okay? When it says fall off date, this will be removed from your credit report on this date. See when you got it. Keep up with it. If you got something on there that's already past 7 years, write him a letter. Listen, you guys have to take this off. Make sure your account number's on it. Put staples in it so they can physically read it. 7 years. It shouldn't be in there. So just check it. Just check it and see. If something is in there, put it in a dispute. Now let me go by this dispute thing now. Watch that dispute. When you get ready to go for your mortgage and they get ready to run you, don't put nothing in dispute. Nothing can be in dispute. When you put something in dispute, if I got stuff in my credit report and I put everything in dispute, your credit score is gonna jump. It's gonna jump. It's gonna jump, but it ain't gonna be reality. When you give for your mortgage and you got that stuff in dispute, your score is gonna be way higher. And they go, oh no, well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. This is over 500. Wait, no, you can't have that in dispute. No, this is over. Oh no, you just that got all I got come out of dispute. Really? Okay. When you take it out, bang, your score is gonna go down like 100 points or 50. It's gonna go down something. I'm exaggerating, but depends. Way back when, not before 2022. Before that, I did that. I lost like 100 and some point. I'm like, what happened with it? Let me tell you something. I'm not reading from no book. I'm telling you what went down. I was like, so I ain't approved for 350,000. Yeah, you pre-approved for 350,000, but look what you got right here. You gotta take that off. I mean, after that, I'm telling you, I learned so much about credit and XYZ. Now, being that I just relocated down, I don't even have all of my stuff. When I get it, I'm gonna find that book. I wrote like a little pamphlet book about credit. Something like this. I wrote it like this, but nobody's seen it, just me, because I just was reading it. This is mine. What is it? This is a Sapphire Code in first series. You guys know this. I had wrote this one, and I'll talk about that in the classroom. We ain't talk about the class right now. We talk about credit. Just make sure, don't put anything in dispute when you get ready to run for them the mortgage to run you. Don't put it in dispute. If you put it in dispute, it's gonna jump your score. They know that it's not supposed to be in dispute. They're going to say, take it out, and then your score is going to drop. So it's best to just, if you got something on there that's dirty, don't put it in dispute. Let's try to get it off. Write that letter and get it off. If you go to search engine, they even got generic letters on there. In that book that I wrote, I got generic letters in there too. I might have it on this iPad. We'll see. If you guys want to shoot me an email or shoot me a message or something, and I'll send you the letter to write them. One of my girlfriends from junior high school, I heard that she does credit, but I mean, yeah, you can do that yourself. I've gotten so much stuff off my credit years ago. My niece's credit, my nephews. I mean, it's just reading. It's just reading, and it has to be accurate. I mean, you probably have stuff on your credit report that probably shouldn't be there, and it's probably old, and they probably forgot to take it off or something like that. Or you just need to call and say, "Look, can you? If I give you 500, can you take this off, please?" It has to be off. Remember, the mortgage, it has to be off. Okay, so let me try to think of what else. When you get ready to send your letter and you have the first page, have 2 pages. Have 2 pages so you can have your staple. Put the account number and you're going to go the first issue, the second issue. Okay? If you have queries, too many queries, what do you call them? Inquiries. Have a separate letter for your inquiries. Okay? But put all the inquiries on there. All right? So it is now, it's 38, I'm 38 minutes in. And that's just a little tip stuff about, buying a house. Don't give up. Don't give up. Do not give up. If you don't have, if buying a house is your goal and that's something that you want to do, you might have to tweak a little stuff. You might have to tweak a little bit, okay? You might have to tweak a little bit. It does not, have to be, in stone. Where is that? What's the name of that? She actually wanted to live in New York. She bought a house in Virginia, not that far away. Beautiful house. You see? Her goal was to purchase a house. But we're going to go back at it, and I'm going to start in June. So Look at that. What's that video? Look at that video that I did that says also, and you know, I'm gonna get a kick out of that video too. It says why I stopped lying. Why I stopped lying. When I say why I stopped lying, I mean why am I saying I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this and I haven't done it yet. So that's when I started conquering. On that why I stopped lying video, you're going to see um, you guys are going to crack up. I haven't moved to Georgia yet. You see, I haven't bought the big truck that I want. I keep saying I want a bigger truck. I want a bigger truck. I had the Cadillac back then. I want a bigger truck. Why? That see why I stopped lying. You say you're going to, you're going on a trip to Vegas. You've been going for a year. You lying. You ain't went yet. You see. So take heed to that. The matter of fact, I got the bigger truck, and guess where I'm at? I'm finally in Georgia. So now, when I just stop lying, if I say I'm gonna do this house, I'm lying until I do this house. So somebody put something on Twitter like, stop telling everybody y'all are gonna do something, because then it don't happen. I mean, she was so upset. It was like she was. I'm like, did something happen to her and she didn't do it? Please, you can tell anybody whatever you want to do. Don't let nobody break down your sorrow. Don't let nobody put the hating on you. Let me tell you something. If you want to do something and you feel like you want to tell somebody, tell them. If it don't happen, they need to be supporting you. It shouldn't be, she always says she's doing something and she ain't do it. It shouldn't be like that. That they should be supporting you. Obviously, something happened. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to. If you're gonna buy a car, you want so you can tell somebody what your dreams are. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If they didn't happen, it don't happen. If they're your friends and they with you, then they shouldn't be talking about you like you somebody they don't know. They should have explanation as to what happened. You know what I'm saying? Not saying crazy stuff. I didn't understand that one on Twitter. I'm telling you. And I mean, I definitely responded back to her. Maybe you should support the person who actually didn't get what they really wanted. I mean, you sitting up here mad because they didn't get it. Can you imagine how devastated they are that they didn't get what they wanted? And you're like, you got all right, That's just like you getting ready to win the lottery or something. You putting your clothes on, you got your ticket, you won. You get there and go, you didn't win. You think you ain't gonna hit the floor? I'm sorry. I did the floor. She's sitting over here mad talking about I'm lying. I'm sorry, but they said I had the wrong number. So, that's not true. That's a fabrication. Man, if I hit the lottery, they better not tell me that. You know who's gonna hit the lottery? My daughter. My daughter can pop a number in a minute. Anyway, y'all know I get thrown off. So, bottom line, do not let anybody discourage you from buying a house. If you don't want to tell the haters, don't tell them. But to me, I don't care. I don't care. At one point, I did just stop telling everybody anything. Just, all right. And it's not because I don't want to share my excitement. It's because when you realize you have no friends in that area, don't tell them. Don't tell them. All right. If you know you got people around you that disrespect you all the time, that really don't like you, that's not even your friends, and not even you thought was your family, ain't your family, then don't tell them. Then you don't trust that person to tell them. Don't tell them, because they're gonna take you, smear you around Facebook, they smear you around the whole family. Then this is how you get this is how you do that. This is how that is. Okay, you stay over there and I'll stay over here. Because all that lying and fabricating and stuff like that, you don't want that. You want people to support you and trust you. So her concept of, don't tell nobody, don't do this. I ain't agree with that. If you say something's gonna happen, then it happened, or something caused it not to happen. Your other party should be understanding of that and give you support, not throw you in the mud or smear you across. I just didn't understand that. I don't understand. I still apparently don't understand that, because those of us who they say we ain't gonna do what we say we gonna do, we gonna do it. I met somebody today. Oh my God, She literally, was so heartfelt, and she wanted to do the billing and the coding, and they said she couldn't do it. Uh, and I ain't gonna go on the whole thing, but people like that, those are the people I'm taking under my right wing. Let me tell you something. When she passed this medical billing and coding, she gonna work for me. She gonna work for me. I'm gonna take her right under my wing. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do something. Don't let nobody single you out to make it like you better. They're better than you, or you're not gonna do this, or I don't think you're gonna finish this program, or I don't think you. Don't ever let anybody do that to you. Just like YouTube. Um, I watched YouTube for a couple of hours the other day because I wanted to see, what a lot of people have to say. And I see a lot of stuff on there in regards to, people, over 55, XYZ. You got to just, keep doing it. You want to do the YouTube, you got to just keep doing it. And it's not only just us, selling stuff or us, having communication. I've decided today that I'm going to do, I have a bookstore and all this other kind of stuff, but I'm going to do a um, live sales with this book and my other book. You guys don't miss that. I'm going to probably do it on a Facebook. I don't even know how to do it on a YouTube. I have to figure that out. I don't know how to do it on YouTube. But if so, I don't know. I can do it on YouTube. Y'all want me to do it on YouTube? I can do it on YouTube. I'm gonna also put the courses in there. I don't have one in front of me, but I'm gonna put the courses in there and I'm gonna make it like a crash, crash. But you have to purchase it right then and there. That's how it is. You gotta have to purchase it right then and there. It's not. It ain't no tomorrow or no next day. You gotta purchase it right then and there. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but let me remind myself to make that thumbnail. Um, it's wonderful. We're gonna have fun with that. We're gonna have fun with that. But anyway, do not let anybody tell you you cannot do something. Do not. If you have to distance yourself from the negativity, go ahead, because that negativity may just be jealousy, and Lord knows for no reason at all, but that could be what it is, because I've met people that have such big hearts, and I've heard so many different stories about the singling out. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something else, because there's no other reason. There's no other reason. But this guy used to tell me he got secrets. He got family secrets. He got family secrets. You got a family secret, just go ahead and spit it out. That can't be the reason why you distance yourself from the whole family. I don't agree with it, but that's what he always say. He got family secrets and all this other kind of stuff. But I think, he's he's a little touched after, a couple of years in the ping pong. So that might be what's wrong with that situation. But you guys need any help, especially with the resume. Don't forget, I'm gonna help you out with that resume. I have a shoot in the other resume. I did notice some of some of my videos. I think they chopped off. I might have been trying to do the clip video thing and put too much in there, or I don't know. That I'm still actually learning YouTube, because a lot of us on YouTube, we do stuff that we don't even know we're doing, and it might be wrong or it might be violating or stuff like that. Ain't nobody reading no book talking about, okay, what can I do on YouTube? What can't I do? Who knows? You do what you got to do. If I put a video up there and I'm trying to put a shoot back there, I'm thinking that they would stop me right off the back, but they don't. But one of my videos, I think the ebook. I didn't see the ebook in there. Yeah, the ebook is going on there. That book is going in. This one is not an ebook. That's a hard copy book. The other one is going to be hard copy too. That I'm going to put in that store. That I'm going to do that live store thing on. My sister does like a live. I saw like one of her live Facebook shows. My sister sells. I'm not even sure what she sells. I think she sells shoes and clothes for bigger women. Um, I can't even tell y'all what the thing is. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. It's Curvy Closet. CurvyCloset.com. I don't know if it's .com, but on Facebook it's Kirby Closet. She got some nice clothes on there. I wish I could do the thing. I'm doing this live, so I'm not gonna edit it or anything like that. But if I was recording it, I would put some of her clothes up there. I'm gonna do one where I can put some. She had a nice outfit on that I can put up here. For you guys. All right, so we're going to try to shut this down because I don't really need to go an hour. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know about that credit. Let's get that credit. Make sure if you get a realtor or if you get somebody who's going to start you, make sure you tell them the truth. Everything that's in your credit report, let them go ahead and run it. If you've got breaks in your employment, you have to write a letter. Why? They're still going to give you that list that says XYZ, XYZ. If you got breaks, you're going to have to let them know. If you, this is a good thing. If you worked in 2019 and you just now went back to work in 2022 and then stopped and then started again in 2025, they can put all those hours to get hours. They can put that time together. So in 2019, if you work for 1 year, 2020, 22, you worked for 5 months. 2025, you work for the rest of that 2 years. They're going to put that together. They can put that together. They can put that together. Because during COVID, I had to go way back because I didn't do anything. I was in school and they had us laid off for Lord knows when. Then we finally went back to work. It was crazy. So I had to literally go back to that time because we were all out all that time, even past COVID. So just they can put all that time together. Just tell, okay, I was out because XYZ, I was getting unemployment, or I was so and so. They just need to fill that gap. They need to fill that gap. So make sure you get also a mortgage person that's going to answer you back. If you call, they answer you back. I don't know about to get somebody that you know personally like that. No, I don't think you want to fool with them. Get somebody that you don't know personally that you start kind of build up your trust with. You build up your trust with. It's of course it's going to be about them, selling a house or whatever. Not selling the house because we ain't talking about the realtor. We talking about the mortgage person. Now let me give you that difference. The Bank of America, just using that as an example, they're the people who are giving you the funds. That's where you get your mortgage from. A broker is a person who's like a liaison person. He's not the mortgage person. A lot of them have their own business. They like Indeed. They put you out there, put you out there, put you out there, put you up. Somebody pick you up, like a car dealer or something like that. They're the liaison person, and they give them a cut. They're not the mortgage person. So the mortgage broker person, he may have his own business or something like that. Look that up so you guys can decipher what I'm saying. I'm probably not saying it in the right wording, but just nothing is wrong with them because my friend was like that. They pretty much know different banks. It's just like car dealers. They know different banks to put you with. They know who's going to give you this loan. Some of them got connections. Okay, so you might meet a mortgage broker person and he might this is man right here. He know how to just as long as it's legit and it's good. But I'm just saying that to say, the differences between this is the bank, people who are giving you the loan. This dude right here is a mortgage broker. He's like a middleman. And you know what I'm saying? But he's not going to be the underwriter or anything like that. Once he hands you over to them, he's just a middleman person. That's it. If you're going for a new house, you're going to deal with the person who's selling the house. And the builders probably got the credit for you. So you're not going to have too much hands-on. You're going to design your house how you want it. They build it. The guy's going to get his cut, and that's it. I like the new builders because you can work with them. If you have a cool guy, real estate person, he might give up his fee to help you at the closing. I know somebody who did that to one of my friends that I know. She didn't have enough at her closing, and he gave up, his money so she can have enough at the closing. And that's cool. And you might have a good realtor who know people. He might know somebody who's selling this house. Listen, he gonna take you to that house. He gonna give it to you without no money down. He taking the closing. Oh, he is. Only because he knows such and such. The only how I was able to get the house that I had, because I almost had a bidding war. I had to go up $25,000, and come to find out that my real estate person, his mother knew the realtor that had my house. So she took it from other because they bid it more than me. She took it from them and she gave it to me. So can you imagine how devastating I was when I didn't get it? That was bad enough. But again, like he said, these things happen, Lee. That's what he called me, Lee. These things happen. And like I said, you gotta know your realtor. You know your realtor, right? Because me and him, we're like this. And I'm gonna put him down below in case y'all buying a house. I think he's worldwide now. In fact, I ain't got his name in front of me. His name is David, but I forgot his last name. I haven't seen him in a minute, but when I get ready, he gonna help me buy my house. I'm gonna tell you right now what his name is. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh my God! If I buy 99 new phones, all right. So this is what his name is, and I mean he's a jewel. I'm telling you right now, David Argumem. All right, I'm gonna put his information below. Okay, he will help you to a T. I don't care what state you're in, he got you. Okay. What time is it? Okay, so we're getting ready to shut down now. I tried to take it to an hour, but I've got another call that I've got to do in here. And what time is it? Ooh, I'm almost late. I got to do it at 8:30. Okay. So don't forget, in June, I'm starting in June. And the first thing that I'm going to do is get all three of my credit reports. I'm going to get all three of my credit reports. Just call them and, tell them you need your credit reports. Make sure you analyze what's getting ready to fall off. Okay? What's getting ready to fall off. Because if that thing is going to fall off before you're 6 months before you buying in the house, just don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Let that fall off. Okay? Stay current with what you have. If you can keep your cards at least down to 20%, keep them to 20%. If you spend something off of that card, make sure you put that money back before that statement rolls in. When that statement rolls in, that money is off. If you put that money back on there before that statement rolls in, you're good. I got another little trick. I hope y'all are still with me because this trick is all the way at the end. If you make a payment on your card, put $500 on your card, get it down to 20% on the 19th. The 21st, that card is kicking in and your credit score is going to jump. Mortgage company runs your credit the 22nd. That's what they're going to see. You see what I'm saying? If you pop that money in there before that statement comes out, all right. I didn't know I was going to tell y'all that, but I'm not saying who don't know that because they got so many credit things on here. But y'all hearing it from Miss Lambert, okay? You got an emergency, you need your credit up real quick. Make that payment before that statement comes out. That's the only time you're going to see it. If you make it on the 19th and it's still in the cycle, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it anyway. And remember, if you put something in dispute, your credit score is going to shoot up. But we don't want it in dispute because we need the mortgage company to see it as it is. You don't want no surprises, that thing falling off, and then you feel like your arm just knocked off when you see that. I'll tell you, that happened to me. That happened to me. I saw that thing. I said, I literally was going off like, yeah. I thought they done something to me. I'm like, why y'all do this? Y'all want this to come? No, Miss Lambert, no. But in that process, I was learning. I had no idea that would happen if I took something out of dispute. I had no idea. So don't put something in dispute, if it's not, a true dispute. Okay. After you do, let them run you and you get your true score, then knock all of that stuff down. All right. Okay. So we're going to turn this off and I'm going to put David's information. I got a card around here for David somewhere, but he's a dog. I'm telling you, he can help you. He can help you. And that's as far as you finding the house that you want and like mortgage companies. That's his pet peeve right there. He knows what to do in that area. Doesn't have to be somebody that I know. Just make sure you're comfortable with the person that you're working with when you're buying a house. Start 2 years before. Start a year before, depending on what your situation is. Because remember, you got to be working 2 years on that job. Well, you don't have to be on the same job, but you got to be 2 years doing the same thing. Okay. If you registered nurse in 2024, you got to be a registered nurse in 2025. Different hospital. Okay. If you're doing customer service in 2022, you got to be doing customer service in 2024. Okay. So just remember that. If you change jobs, don't do a 360 and all of a sudden you're doing something else. It's gonna be a whopper. Okay, whether it's conventional or FHA, just stay focused. Okay, don't change too many jobs. We didn't even get to talk about conventional, but conventional gives you a little bit more leeway than FHA. FHA ain't playing. You better not be dirty at all. Okay, you can't. You can't. You can have anything under 500. They're not playing with it. Now, if you go conventional, they give you a little leeway. You may get a little leeway, a little bit, and you don't have to get that insurance with conventional. Okay, so just ask me those questions. I'm gonna shut it down. This chat is over. I'll see you guys next time. The next chat is on Wednesday. We're talking about over 55 and staying alive. I just made that up. Yeah, I know that. But we're talking about over 55 and me moving over 55. And not just me, you starting a YouTube, you moving to Georgia, you moving to Atlanta, different things. Over 55, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, so we'll see you next time. Bye.